Good morning, gorgeous ladies. Hello, hello. This is Laura coming at you live this morning in the Goddess Ascension group to give you a little dolphin code that's dropped in for me this morning when I was in the shower around leaping. The energy of leaping is what I'm going to talk about this morning. So do say hello when you come on. If you're coming on live, let me know you're here. I always enjoy having a little chat in the comments. If you come on later, I always love to know that you are here and to interact with you a little bit and find out how you're doing. So do say hello when you come on. Happy New Year. We're moving into obviously 2024. And I want to talk to you a little bit about the numerology of moving into 2024. Hello, Rona. Hello, Kerry. Hello, Sonila. Welcome, welcome. So I want to share with you some symbolism that's coming through for me this year for all of us as sort of collective symbolism, which I feel is going to really support this uplifting energy that I really feel wants to come through now. Hi, Kerry. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rona. So, hi, Lindy. Oh, exciting. So yeah, 2024 is a multiple of 8, right? And 8 is the symbol of infinity. And as many of you know, I'm going to be doing my Dolphin Codes Masterclass coming up on the 16th of January. And I found an image recently. Hi, Lindy. I found an image recently of a dolphin with a kind of figure of 8 stardust image around the dolphin itself, right? And that image really, really popped for me. And I was like, there's just this synchronicity between this figure of 8 and this dolphin, right? This dolphin energy. So on the masterclass, we're going to be looking at the energy of the dolphin and the energy of the whale. Okay, so the whale is the aspect of us that like dives deep. Okay, the whale is the spirit animal that I associate with the willingness to dive deep, the willingness to go into the subconscious, the willingness to go into the things that have been most challenging for us and to really go into them and then extract the wisdom codes that are born of our courage to dive deeply into the underworld of our own consciousness, essentially, right? And I feel like as a collective, we have been diving around in that whale energy for quite a long time, right? Let me know if this kind of feels about right. Like a lot of us that are drawn to this spiritual path, we've done so much soul searching, right? We've been doing it for years, like trying to make sense of this life and this human condition and the challenges and the turmoil and everything. So we've kind of spent a lot of time, metaphorically speaking, at the bottom of the ocean trying to make sense of the murky, challenging aspects of humaning, right? And that is a really important part of our soul curriculum. We need to do that because we need to make sense of the inner world. We need to do the shadow work, the inner child healing work. We need to do all of that to kind of move beyond it. So it's so important that we do that. And as we're moving into 2024, what's feeling really alive to me is that collectively we are ready to start to really raise up into the dolphin energy. Okay. And hi, Hazel. So the dolphin energy represents our willingness to leap, our willingness to jump, our willingness to breach from the underwaters of all of the soul searching and the digging around we've been doing for so many years and actually start to find that upward thrusting movement into playfulness, joy, spontaneity, risk-taking, all those things that can somehow seem quite foreign to us, right? Because we've spent so many years effectively in the lower echelons of the underworld, of the like seabed, searching around for like what I call the wisdom codes, the codes that help us to heal whatever needs to be healed, right? So if you haven't yet registered for the dolphin and the whale codes, I will share the link. It's a free masterclass. I'll share the link when I've finished talking with you this morning underneath this transmission, and then you can register if you want to join me. It's super simple. It takes 2 seconds, and it will be in a separate Facebook group. It won't be in this one, okay? So that's what we're going to be looking at on the dolphin and the whale codes masterclasses. How can we support you to start to tap in more to your dolphin energy, your life force energy, the joy of like breaching high and showing the world who you are, what your playful gifts are, like what have you come here to share? What wisdom codes have you retrieved from the underworld that you are now ready to bring into the air element, right? Because the dolphins and the whales, they live in the water element and they rise up into the air. So that represents our ability to switch between the kind of spiritual realm and the physical, or the deep diving and the high leaping, the synchronicity of those interchanges between those two frequencies, right? So that's what we're going to be looking at there. And I wanted to share a piece with you this morning specifically around money and the dolphin energy, okay? Because this is something that's come through in a few different interactions that I've had with people in the last few days, which helps me to see this as a collective theme. And it's interesting that I'm talking to you about money in January, right? Because often January is the month when most people are feeling the pinch and they're like, like what am I going to do? How am I going to make ends meet? And the dolphin energy represents playfulness, right? And including playfulness with money. And this is a really tricky one because generally speaking, we associate money with panic, fear, scarcity, lack, etc., etc. So it can feel very foreign to us as a concept to start to play with the idea of being playful with money. So how we do that is we start to tap into more and more, what do I desire? Number one, what do I desire? And number two, to what extent am I constantly using money as an excuse not to follow the thing that I desire, right? Let me know if that resonates. So to give you a specific example, a couple of days ago, I was going to spend the night with a friend. And I went into a little gift shop and I wanted to buy her a couple of gifts for Christmas, right? Belated Christmas gifts. And she's got a really strong magical child energy, this friend of mine. So I'm kind of browsing around and I see these really cute, like sparkly dog clips, hair clips that have got like purple and silver glitter in them. And she loves dogs. And I'm like, oh my God, they're so cute. I want to give her those. And then I see a purse because she's going traveling soon. And it's like beautiful and it's got her colors in it. And it's got this leopard print kind of like band across it. And it's like orange and pink. And I'm like, oh my God, she would vibe with this purse. I want to get her the purse as well. Then I see these little pink tea light holder cups with elephant prints on, and she's going to Thailand soon. And I'm like, oh my God, she would love those, right? And I'm adding all these little gifts. My magical child, my dolphin, wants to just leap about and splash the cash and be generous, right? But the mind very often gets in the way as a kind of saboteur, right? And the mind will tell you like, you can't afford this, it's January, look at your bank balance, put something back. You don't need to buy 3 things, you can just buy 1, you know. So that the inner desire to leap and be playful and be generous, i.e. to be in that dolphin energy, is strong. But very often the mind kind of shoots it down. Let me know if that resonates or lands for you. Like the mind goes, no, but you can't. A bit like a kind of critical parent that's like, no, put that back. No, you're not having that. And so something that I've been really working on consciously in the last few months is noticing when my mind wants to contract, noticing when my mind wants to step in and sabotage the dolphin energy, the playful energy. And then when I've noticed it, override it and be like, okay, mind is telling me that this is too much. My heart, my spirit is telling me I want to be generous with this friend. I'm going to follow that. So the invitation that I'm kind of bringing into the space this morning is like to really raise our collective awareness around where our decision making is coming from. Is it coming from spontaneous, playful dolphin, or is it getting sabotaged by internal, fearful parent or critical parent, and just starting to notice which aspect of myself am I listening to and acting from? Okay. So I want to share with you like what happens when you start to allow the dolphin energy to lead you more, because magical things start to happen from there. So I purchased all of the things that I desired to purchase for my friend, right? I did not allow my mind to talk me out of it based on my current bank balance. I just decided to lead from that playful energy of being generous. I got her the gifts. The lady in the boutique wrapped them beautifully in pink tissue paper, put them in a gorgeous little bag for me. I felt happy in my heart. I felt really happy and excited to go to my friend's house and to share the gifts, right? On the way, I was like, oh, I'll swing by the Unicorn. For those of you that know, it's like the organic food shop in Chorlton in Manchester. I'll swing by the Unicorn and I'll buy us some treats, some snacks as well. My friend's like, oh yeah, that would be great. Get to the Unicorn and I'm like, oh, I want to buy those chocolate covered mulberries. I want to buy these hummus chips. I want to buy the hummus. I want to get us some organic cider. And then again, the mind comes in, oh, steady on, steady on. You've not got a very big bank balance at the moment. Like, this is risky. Maybe you should put something back. Now, I'm not talking about going absolutely crazy when you don't have money. That's not what I'm talking about at all. I'm talking about, for me, it's being playful and curious about where I perceive my edges to be, and then just playing with going beyond them and seeing what happens. Acting from generosity, not fear. Acting from faith, not fear. And money is a really good way to play with those energetics. So anyway, I decided to put all the things in the basket that I wanted. Within reason, you know, I'm not talking about going absolutely crazy, spending a vast amount of money. I'm talking about within reason, practicing playing with that generosity. And when I arrived on her doorstep, laden with these gifts, I looked at my phone on the doorstep and there was a message from a lady who had said to me, I have just transferred you the money for your 10-month Goddess Ascension Mastery program, which is quite a significant amount of money, okay, that had dropped in. And I just knew that the universe showed me that message as I was on the threshold of arriving at my friend's house, because the universe is very clever like that. The universe will give you the evidence that your willingness to play in a wider frequency, in a more courageous frequency, has been recognized and rewarded. The universe is brilliant at doing that. So it was no coincidence that on the doorstep of my friend's house, the message dropped that this lady had decided to invest in herself through me, and that my spirit of generosity was being mirrored back. Does that make sense? So that's all part of the dolphin energy. And then a friend of mine who's abroad at the moment messaged yesterday, and again, it's this same code around, are we going to continue to allow our fear of lack of money to dictate our choices? Or are we going to reverse that code and understand that when you lead yourself towards the things you desire, and you put intelligent structures in place in your business, if you're an entrepreneur, for example, to create the possibility of abundance, it can't not work. Do you know what I mean? But we've all got this like residue of this old code, or most of us have got a residue of an old code that I have to wait for money to tell me what I'm allowed to do, what I can and can't do, or where I can and can't go, or what I can and can't buy. And for as long as we're stuck with that code, we'll never live freely. You know what I mean? We'll always be like not leaping in that perfect figure of 8, that perfect dolphin figure of 8, which is just an abundant sort of upward thrusting movement of spontaneous playfulness. So a friend was in touch yesterday about the fact that she's abroad, and you know, she said to me, you're more than welcome to share this if you'd like to share this, because she knew I wanted to talk about money this morning. But she was in a real quandary because she wants to stay a bit longer in Spain, but then like there's this fear of like, oh, but I've got this open ticket, but like what if I stay another week and then the price goes up, and then I'm frightened I'm gonna have to pay a lot of money, and I don't want to spend the whole time like panicking that yes, I'm in Spain, I'm having a nice time, it's really sunny, but I'm going to just also spend the whole time stressing out about what if the flight prices go up in a week's time, but I want to stay, but I'm scared, blah, blah, blah. And I just like messaged back like so clear. And I was like, you've got to decide, 2024, it's a new year. We collectively have got to decide, are we going to continue living in this fear of like, oh, I don't know if I can afford it, I don't know if I can afford it. Or are we going to just be bold, make some bold dolphin leaps and say, what does my heart desire? My heart desires to stay in Spain for another week. Okay. So I'm going to stay in Spain for another week. What's my fear? My fear is that if I stay for another week, the flight prices are going to go up. Okay. What's the worst case scenario? What's the most they're going to go up to? 250 quid. Okay. Is 250 quid going to kill you? No. Okay, great. So release it. Release the fear. Give yourself permission to stay in Spain for another week. Give yourself permission to stay in a nice guest house or Airbnb. Give yourself permission to eat the food you want to eat, and keep making the moves in your business to create the space and the structures for the money to flow. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. And she was like, oh, thank God, thank you, thank you, thank you. That is also what my soul is telling me. Since I left you the message, I've had some more shifts around it, and you're absolutely right, and I'm staying, and I'm going to make the most of it, and I'm going to stay in a nice place. And I was like, yes, girl. Yes, girl. Like, leading with desire and creating the structures around yourself to ensure that you are an open channel to receive the money you need to receive to live from desire. So what's happening in the Goddess Ascension world this coming semester? We have the Dolphin and the Whale codes coming up, which is the free masterclass, which you are all invited to, and I shall be elaborating in more detail and sharing some really powerful codes with you around the dolphin and the whale energy and how to unlock those codes in yourself. That's the masterclass that's coming up next in about 2 weeks' time. We also have the Quantum Quadrants, which is a super potent program around manifestation, and it will follow on beautifully from the Dolphin and the Whale codes. We're going to choose one thing in your life that you really want to call in, and I'm going to give you the 10 quadrants that need to align in order for the door to open for that thing to be able to manifest for you in the physical, whether that's a relationship, whether that's a soul-aligned business, whether that's a move to another country, whether that's to bring a child into the world, whatever it is, you're going to choose that one thing that you want to call in, and we're going to work with it on big sheets of paper. I'm going to give you the 10 quadrants, and you're going to understand which of those 10 quadrant doors are already open for you and which ones are closed, and then how do we open those ones that are closed. So that's the Quantum Quadrants. Then we go to my 1 Foot in Gratitude, 1 Foot in Desire 10-day challenge, which is super available to all of you as well. That's a brilliant, fun 10-day challenge that I run every 2 years. I run that one every 2 years. So that's coming up as well in February. And that will really get you in a nice, bouncy energy for the spring with whatever it is that you're calling into your life in the right frequency. And then the big program of the spring term is the Holy Trinity, the Goddess, the Badass, the Boss. I absolutely love running that program. I'm super excited for it to come around again. That runs every year. And we will be working with mermaid energy, and we will be working with the energetics of female entrepreneurship and how to really illuminate your goddess archetype, the one that calls things in energetically through spirit, your badass archetype, the one that gets things done, and your boss archetype, who holds the vision, the strategy, the money, the responsibility, and the empowerment. Okay, so that's what's coming up in the Goddess Ascension world over the next spring term. I will share in the next few days the schedule so you can see what's happening and when. I have a really good offer on the spring term as a bundle if you know you want to join me. I do cap my spaces somewhat because I want to give each woman who steps into my containers some one-to-one attention throughout to ensure that you blossom as much as you can. There's already, I think, 10 or 11 women already in those containers who are doing the full year with me. You are also very welcome to join the entire Goddess Mastery Ascension experience, where you get all of my programs over 10 months. That's currently still available at $169 monthly, and it's going to go up to $222 monthly at some point in January. I haven't decided when, but the full 10 months, full Goddess Ascension Mastery program is still available to you at $169 monthly, which is incredible. So there's something for everyone coming up in the spring term of the Goddess Ascension world. But the energetics of this term with me is really around playfulness, expansion in business, expansion in your heart, expansion in your willingness to go on adventures, expansion in your willingness to play with life. Those are the themes that I am going to be working with. That is the energy that I'm currently in. So it's just very natural for me to extend the invitation out to all of you. So I'm sending you love. Feel free to drop any comments, any questions. If any of you want to reach out to me about what's available to you over the spring term and how to register, just drop me a message in my inbox. I'm really happy to chat with you. And the masterclass is free. It's available to all of you. And I am so excited to see you there. I'm wishing you a wonderful day. And I will talk to you later. Bye, ladies.